Hi, I'm Dave Morris, the weather update. I'm here in the Opubco studios today, and I'm joined by Rick Smith. He's the warning coordination meteorologist with the National Weather Service in the Norman Forecast Office. And Rick, thanks for joining us again.
Hi, Dave. Good to be here.
Oklahoma City received over an inch of precipitation yesterday. Can you give us a recap of what the state saw?
Well, we saw freezing rain and freezing rain that developed over the area, kind of moved up from the southwest. At the same time, a cold front was moving, or cold air behind the cold front was moving down to the south, and we got that mixture coming together over southwest Oklahoma and then eventually into central Oklahoma. So we saw quite an extended period there of freezing rain, which is rain that falls as liquid but then freezes on exposed objects like trees and power lines. And unfortunately, that seemed to be concentrated over southwest Oklahoma, and this graphic kind of shows where the worst of it looks like it was, as far as, substantial power outages, lots of people without power, lots of damage to trees and power lines. Fortunately for the people up in central Oklahoma, eventually the atmosphere cooled down just enough aloft and resulted in that freezing rain becoming sleet, which is just frozen pellets of ice falling. And this morning we're starting to see snow. So we've had a little bit of everything, but certainly the highest impacts were those the freezing rain and the ice accumulations we saw most of the day yesterday in southwest and parts of central Oklahoma.
And as Rick mentioned, almost 150,000 utility customers around the state were without power. In fact, that was the most read story on News OK yesterday and today, and of course that is something that directly affects people. So Rick, let's talk about today, Friday afternoon and Friday night. What can we expect at this point?
Well, we're going to see an end to the precipitation later today. We've been seeing some bands of snow and some of it fairly heavy at times moving through the area. We're going to see that continue through the afternoon off and on, and then we'll be looking at improving conditions as far as precipitation moving out of the area. And it looks like no substantial chances of precipitation as we go through the weekend. So hopefully we can begin to recover from some of this wintry precipitation. As we know from the blizzard, this stuff hangs around a long time, so we'll be looking at it for a while, but hopefully we can get the falling precipitation out of here soon.
And I guess that is the concern, that if snow accumulates, that could add up on the trees and power lines and could possibly lead to more outages.
Yeah, we've been watching that this morning, and it's quite possible with those trees and power lines that are already heavy from the ice and getting the snow falling, then we could see some additional accumulations of snow adding to the weight and then maybe causing some more power outages. We hope that's not the case, but that's certainly a possibility.
Absolutely. Rick Smith, thank you very much for your time today.
Good to be here.
And Rick joined us via Skype from the Norman Forecast Office. He's the warning coordination meteorologist with the National Weather Service. You can follow him on Twitter, OUNWCM. Now, as I mentioned, one of the most read stories on News OK was the power outages. Nearly 150,000 utility customers around the state were without power, and we're talking mostly in Lawton, Chickasha, and Hobart areas. I also saw where Seminole City Hall is being used as a warming station today. Down in Norman, city crews were busy trying to fix a water main that broke. And if you're trying to get in or out of Oklahoma City, you might want to check your airlines. Check out flyokc.com for the latest. A lot of flight departures were canceled this morning. News OK has launched a new weather app. Be sure to download that from the iTunes App Store. It's News OK's Weather Watch app. It's getting some pretty good reviews. Stay with News OK for the latest news and information.